Hi everyone. Today we're going to be looking at the Productivity 2000 PLC ladder logic contacts. Now the Productivity Suite software comprises of more than 82 instructions divided into 14 categories. These instructions include normally open, normally closed, normally open edge, normally closed edge, and compare instructions. Contacts are one of these instructions to program your Productivity PLC controller. Ladder logic contacts are in every PLC program. We will be looking at these instructions in the Productivity 2000 PLC series. We will also look at organizing your favorites instructions. This will make them easier to find when programming the Productivity PLC. Let's get started. Detailed information contained in the video can be found at accautomation.ca. A link has been put in the description below. If you have not watched the other videos yet, there will be links in the description below that will start you at video 1. There will be links to the rest of the videos in the series as well. So on my screen here, we see the different or the basic instruction list, which is located right here on the side. And the instruction list provides access to the programming instructions for creating ladder logic. Now the instruction list is displayed on the main screen and can be placed anywhere that you desire. In order to place that anywhere, you would unlock the layout, and then this can be now moved where you'd like it to appear. So anywhere at all. And you will notice that I can place it anywhere and it will automatically resize. If I do not have it on displayed, so I close that down, we can always find it under the tools and then instruction list, and it will pop back up again. And then once we have the layout, we can relock that in. And once we lock it, then no longer we can close it down. And then we can show the desktop right here, and that brings the instruction list right over here to the left-hand side that we can tackle it. So let's just show everything again. So that is my instruction list. And then under the instruction list, we also have favorites. In order to get a favorite, we will go down to, say, the normally open contact. We will right-click on this and hit add to favorites. It will automatically come up and add it to our favorites. We can have this entire list so it makes it easier to program in the future. So we can just look at the list and see what we've used before for instructions and automatically move it around. Then in order to remove it from your favorites list, again, you right click on it and remove from favorites. So a quick way of customizing it to way you want to program your programmable logic controller. Now, going back to contacts, we'll see that in the contacts we have several different options to choose. And getting the instructions to the actual ladder logic, there's a couple ways we can do that. So the first one here, if we take and we click and hold and drag it onto our ladder logic, and we place it wherever we want on a rung, it will automatically replace the rung and then call this up, the instructions up. Then we can add our contact, show our instruction comment, etc. The next way we can do it is we can position our cursor, and we can actually double click on the, in this case here, normally open contact rung, and again it will come up for us. We cancel that. And the third method, what we can do is we just go to where we want to position a contact and we type in the mnemonic for that. In the case of a normally open contact, or NO, all we do is then type on the keyboard NO. It will bring up our normally open contact for us. So very easy and convenient to find multiple different ways of actually coming up and showing these instructions. Again, we'll hit cancel. So the first instruction that we will look at here is our normally open contact, the one we were just playing with here. Now the normally open contact enables power flow when a rung, or in a rung, when contact is energized. It disables power flow when the contact is de-energized. So remember that logic is solved left to right, top to bottom on each scan. So links have been added explaining the scanning of the PLC below. So if we look at our first rung here, and we have our monitoring on, you will see that if our switch 1 is enabled or on, then output 1 will then turn on. And so what we'll do is turn on that switch 1, and that's exactly what happens. Now, in order for us to actually see that, let's take a look also at our hardware that we have here. And there's our hardware. We have our productivity 2000 PLC right here. There's our power supply, our CPU unit. Then we have our output units. We have our input card for 16-bit. And we have our simulator card, which we're using for our switches that we just have. And you'll notice here that we have energized rung number, or bit number 1 here, so it's on. And the corresponding output right here, 1, is on. So that is our first rung. If I turn that first switch off, then it de-energizes, so we have no power anymore or no voltage on that input, so it turns it off, and in turn the output turns off. So next what we have is our normally closed contact. Now the normally closed contact, or NC, enables power flow in a rung when the contact is de-energized. It disables power flow when the contact is energized. So just the opposite of normally open is normally closed. So if we look at the next rung, you will see that switch number 2 is not on, and you can see that here I have no, on switch number 2, there is no flow of power right here, so I don't have switch number 2 on. There's 0 voltage. Because it's de-energized, it then turns on the output. So you see here on my monitoring, it's not active, so we use it to trigger the output. And output 2 is on right here. If I were to energize it or turn it on, as soon as 2 turns on or energized, it is no longer de-energized, so the output turns off. So again, no output on switch number, or output number 2. So that is my normally open contact and my normally closed contact. Next, what we have is our normally open edge contact. Now, what an edge contact will do is actually trigger on a one shot of your input voltage going on. So the normally open edge contact acts as a one shot on the rising edge or falling edge signal. It allows power flow for one scan only, when the contact is energized. This is sometimes referred to as one shot in the PLC. So I've added links to discuss the one shot logic itself. So if we look at here, there's our edge contact, normally open. And here what we've done is we've taken the switch number 3 and act as a counter. So as soon as I hit on, it only looks at the leading edge of it and only counts 1 for my counter. Once we get to a count preset of 5, the counter expires. Switch number 4 then deactivates that. So if I toggle switch number 3, and then turn it off again, you'll see that I have a count value of 1. And we'll do that a couple more times. And now we're up to 3. We'll do a couple more just to make sure that we have our counter complete. And you can see now our done bit is on, and switch number 4 will actually reset that. And you'll notice that switch number 4 is actually just a normally open contact. So leading edge, and also we have, we could also trigger that on a trailing edge as well. So leading or trailing, and that comes into play once we actually take the contact and put it onto a rung. Right. And we'll just put that beside the rung here. There we go. And we select whether it's a rising edge or falling edge, or when a bit turns on or the bit turns off. So the other one is we have a normally closed edge contact. And that's something unique for the Productivity series or family of controllers. And the normally closed edge contact acts as a one-shot input on the rising edge or falling edge signal. Again, same type of thing. If I take a look and we put this onto our ladder logic here. So normally closed, or rising edge or falling edge. Again, depends on how that voltage signal is coming into that PLC. And then the last instruction that we have is the compare instruction. And in my example here, what I'm doing is I'm taking my clock second bit right here, and once it gets greater than or equal to 30, then we're outputting output number 3. So it's just about ready to change now, and there it goes, and output number 3 is now on. So that is the compare. And on the comparison, if we actually pull this and put it onto the rung, you will actually see that we have equal to, not equal to, greater than, less, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. And we can compare any two and have an output for that. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button below. If you have any questions about the video, please leave a comment below and I'll do my best to answer it. If you want more information about us or you want our free ebooks on numbering systems or robust data logging, please click on the link in the description below to get it. A new video is posted every Monday, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you get more videos like this in the future. Remember to click the bell beside your subscription to actually receive those notifications. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Stay safe.